Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 The Howl. The draft is over, not too chaotic as it was leading up to be Friday morning, especially for the Utah Mammoth. They made their big move the day or 2 days before the draft with the JJ Peterka trade, but Friday and Saturday went pretty smooth for Utah. And now welcome to 7 new members to the Utah Mammoth. I'll do a little bit of an overview before getting into each of these players. It was only supposed to be 6 players, but they made a trade with Nashville in the 6th round. They got a 6th round in yesterday's draft, and they gave away a 6th round in next year's draft. So obviously the scouts liked someone, and that is the last pick on the board. We'll start with Desnoyers, the centerman drafted in the 1st round. I made a video solely about him. You can go watch that video, just a little bit more tidbits. He had dinner with Bill Armstrong in his backyard the day before the draft on his way to LA for the draft. And one of the scouts, his son, played on a team for Desnoyers. So obviously once Utah knew they were getting the 4th overall pick, they also had a prospect, Gabe Smith. Bill Armstrong and the scouts said they talked to Smith extensively. They knew the coach of Desnoyers because of Gabe Smith, and so they did their homework and they got the guy they wanted. For me, I thought a little bit more centermen they should have drafted. They only drafted 1 centerman, which was the big one, but they went with 3 defensemen, 1 goalie, which is good for me. This is my opinion. 1 goalie every draft. For sure. You never know with goalies. But for me, I think Utah's weakest depth position in their prospect pool is centerman. So I would have liked 2 more centermen, but they went with 2 wingers, 3D. They love their defensemen and that 1 goaltender. Listening to the scouts on their post-draft availability, their job, their goal is to stack good player onto good player. They said they admitted they took more swings in this draft. I don't think that includes their 4th overall pick. I think that includes the next 5 or 6 players they chose. And this is their 5th draft together as a scouting team along with Bill Armstrong. They said they're more comfortable with each other. They can voice their opinions. And Bill Armstrong, because he's been in that scouting position before throughout earlier in his career, he listens to scouts. If one scout is passionate, emotional about a player, Bill Armstrong has been in that position where he totally loves a player and has to plead to his GM to draft the guy. So they say it's a great environment, great communication, and they liked being all together away from the draft, but that's what the scouts said, because not all of them could travel to the draft sometimes. So they just said one of the pros of it being decentralized was everybody was able to get together. What they're looking for in the draft, you got to trust your scouting department and your GM, number 1, but they're hunting for athletes. They're hunting for people who skate well. They're looking for size and players who could grow and get bigger and stronger. But number 1, it's athletes. And they think that an athlete is someone who is big, tall, and can skate exceptionally well, and then have these sort of raw talents that they can develop and round out. They're looking for good attributes that would translate to a good development. So that's basically what they're looking for, which holds true because they didn't draft a player under 6 foot tall, and they drafted a couple Mammoth players as well. And so we'll get into each of these players now. Desnoyers, 6'2", 183 pounds, obviously plays in Quebec, Moncton Wildcats, centerman. And then Desnoyers is 18 years old. Then we go to Zanika, a defenseman from Czechia, but he transferred to the Western Hockey League in Canada, playing for Portland, which I guess is America, not Canada, but mainly the Western Hockey League is Western Canada. There's some Northwestern American teams there. 6'5", 185-pound defenseman in the 2nd round. In this little magazine that I had in a previous video, Zanika was ranked number 70, and I think they took him at 48. So, different scouts have them at different places. You could say it was a reach, but they seem pretty happy with drafting Max Zanika. Like I said, from Czechia, right-handed defenseman, big, can move, can skate. Well, He's a physical defenseman, a great two-way, well-rounded defenseman who tries to chip in offensively. So that Kesselring hole that they traded away, Kesselring, you have Simishev, Lamoureux filling in that spot in the immediate future. And then you got a great pipeline of tall, big defensemen who can skate well, and Zanika just adds to that, along with their last pick, Alenko. Stepan Hawk, also from Czechia, but he plays in Czechia, 6'4", 182-pound winger. He's mature, responsible, good in his two-way game, and it's not that they favor Czechia, which is why there's so many Czechia connections with Utah. They've been going after free agents from Czechia since Bill Armstrong got hired by the Coyotes. Vemelka was a free agent from Czechia, Milos Kelemen, Patrick Koch. They just signed another free agent 2 months ago in Kunch from Czechia. Zanika played in Czechia before moving over to the Western Hockey League. And now Stepan Hawk from Czechia as well. They have one scout who does Czechia and Russia. They have one scout in Finland, one scout in Sweden. They have I think they said 3 scouts in Ontario, one in the Western Hockey League that covers the Quebec League as well. They got some NCAA scouts as well. So they're not purposely focusing on one area, region in the world, or focusing on one position. The scouts said that they have a huge board, and once players get taken from other teams, they go to next player available that they like, and it just so happens to turn out this way where, yeah, you go heavy on the D in this draft and go heavy with Czechia, but again, it wasn't on purpose. Then we go to Borokov in the Russian KHL League. Borokov is 19 years old. Hosh will be 19 years old in October, so they're a year older than 18-year-olds like Desnoyers and Zanika. Borokov's 6 foot tall, 181-pound winger, taken in the 4th round. Then we got Ivan, the goalie. I will not even attempt to pronounce that. Their goalie, 6'3", 185 pounds, playing in the minor league in the Russian league, and Elite Prospects shows him to continue to play in that minor league and not making it to the KHL for this upcoming season. Drafted in the 5th round, the scouts said he's very raw, but they like what they see, an athletic goalie, great attributes that they could work on. He's a long-term project, so you might not even see him in North America for another 3 or 4 years, and we'll see by then if it still remains to be Tucson or another American Hockey League affiliate. Then we go to Johnson. It might seem like a North American name. First name is Ludvig, the second Ludvig in the Utah system. They have Ludvig Lofton in Sweden. Now they have Ludvig Johnson in Switzerland, the first Switzerland player drafted since J.J. Moser, which was Bill Armstrong's first draft with the Coyotes. So, this will be one of the first times I do analysis on a player in the Swiss League. I believe when they drafted Moser, he was an overager and immediately went to Tucson. So I didn't even have to do any analysis in the Swiss League. He was already in North America. But Johnson will be turning 19 in July. Ivan, the goaltender, is 18. So Johnson, again, 1 year older than most of the eligible prospects. 6 foot tall, 181-pound defenseman. He is also he's a left-handed defenseman, and Alenko is a right-handed defenseman, another monster. This was the trade they made with Nashville to get this guy, so obviously they were targeting him. 6'5", 201-pound defenseman, right-handed defenseman in Finland. So that's the recap on the draft. These are your new Utah Mammoth players. I'll have to add them to my prospect videos, another 7 players. This board is going to be massive. So we'll see how they develop. And for fans, you just got to trust your scouts. I've been trusting our scouts. I trust Bill Armstrong. One of the main reasons why I stuck with this team was because of Bill Armstrong, his vision, and creating a scouting department was one of the first things he ever did when he got hired as general manager for the Coyotes. The scouts, Bill Armstrong, they've known each other for more than 20 years. This is a tight-knit scouting group. They're all on the same page, and they've stuck together for the past 5 years. And so you just got to trust them, and we'll see how these players develop. That's why you watch my prospect videos to see how, they're improving, what his scouts say, and see if they actually do turn the pro level. We got free agency Tuesday, July 1st. That should be interesting. I'm hearing a lot of talks about Utah, maybe Ekblad. Imagine a top four of Sergachev, Dursey, Marino, and Ekblad. That's kind of nasty. We'll see what Utah does. For me, I think they need some depth. There's some holes in the third line wing, fourth line wing. So I think they might, go into free agency and just get those depth pieces. And I don't think they need another huge defenseman. I mean, Bill Armstrong has been surprising me this past week. I think you leave those spots open for Simishev and Lamoureux to battle for. But Bill Armstrong's always trying to improve the team and make the playoffs next year is the goal. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.